Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is MOHAMMD HAMSI. So today we are going to present demonstrations and code explanations on our project, which is Task Manager. So our teams consists of 4 group members, which is the first one is me, MOHAMMD HAMSI. The second one is Amirul Hafidz. The third one is Muhammad SYAHMI. The fourth one is C1 IRFAN. So this is our interface for my task manager, and this is the form which is the user need to fill out when he want to add a new task. And also this is a task list which is after the user fill up the add a new task form. So I will show you a demo how a user can add a new task. So first a user can need to enter the titles. So I will just create a dummy data. Since I will just create the description, the title I will put ITT588. The description I will just put submissions code. The due date I will choose which is 13, and the priority is high. So when I click add task, it will pop up a windows which is said there, task added successfully. So we just click OK. So when you click OK, it will appear here in the table task list. So this is the data that we just insert just now. So here in the task list table, we can do a edits, deletes, and mark as complete. In edits, if we want to edit a data that we insert, we can just click this edit button. When we click, it will appear a form, and we can simply edit it in here. So for example, I want to edit the due date, which is I want to extend to 17th January, for example. So and then I will just save. So it's changed from 13 to 17. If I already done my task, and I will just click mark as complete. So when I click this button, it will change the status of the task. This from status not complete to completed. We want to filter, we can just filter from this button. We just click this button. If we want filter maybe the priority, so I will choose a low and just click submit. So it appear a list of the priority low. So also I want to show you how we delete the data. So here we just click this delete button, and the task will disappear. I will show you about us page, which is we can just click this about us. So it will bring us to the page which is about our developers, which is us. The first one C1 HARITH, second is me, HAIZAD, the third one is Amirul, and the fourth one is Muhammad SYAHMI. So here in the more about the project, this is the link of our source code of this project, and this is task manager link, which is this website. So when we click this button, this link, it will bring us to the new web page, which is the page we put the code of this project. Next, I will show you in this header, the user can simply edit these header titles. For example, he want to change from my task manager to my to-do list. So the user can just simply edit this header and change for what he wants. The user also can change the preference, which is the theme color of this project task manager, which is we just click this button and change for what color you want. That's all for the demonstrations for this project. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum friends, my name is C1 IRFAN, and Right now I'm going to explain about the index HTML, which is I'm going to briefly explain and only highlight the key features inside this page. So the first one is the title, which is we set the content editable value to true. This is to give the user the ability to change the title directly on the page. And next we provide the personalized button where user can choose their theme color to change the theme of the task manager, which is this button. If it will trigger the personalized button function. This is Java function, and we will explain the Java function later inside this video. And then we provide the form to add the task. So in this form we have inputs such as title, description, due date, and priority. And the priority options have three options, which is low, medium, and high. We also provide the task list section with filtering option. So we provide the filtering option, which is the user can filter which task that they want to show on the list. So in this filter option, it contains two sections, which is priority filters and status filters. So in priority filters, it have three checkbox, which is low, medium, and high, while the status filter, it have only two checkbox, which is completed and not completed. It also have button to apply the filters. And then last, we provide the task list tables, which with default message for no task. So this row will show if no tasks were added, and it will hidden if there are tasks added. So all of the tasks that added will display inside this section. And lastly, inside the footer, we provide the copyright information of our task manager. That's all for my explanation on index HTML. So now I'm going to explain about the JavaScript code function, which is the main and important function. This function. This function, we added the event listener for the DOM container event, which triggers when the document has been completely loaded and passed. So when the document has been completely loaded and passed, we define the task form, and then we define the task list, and then we set the default date as today on the due date input, and then we move on to the main function, which is add task function. This function is triggered when the form was submitted, and after the form was submitted, first we set the event prevent default. This is to prevent the form submission behavior, prevent the default form submission behavior, and then we hide the element with the previous message, which is no task message, and then we retrieve the values from the form fields, and then we check if all required fields have been filled. If all have been filled, we will create a new table row element, and then we will set the ID attribute for the new task row, and we populate the new task row with HTML content using template literals. Then we will append the new task row to the task list and clear the form fields after the adding task. And after that, we will increment the counter value and reset the due date to the current date. And after the task added successfully, we will display the success message using alert. And if there is no required fields are filled, we will display an alert message. Next, move on to the personalized button. When this function is triggered, it will display the list of the color choices. So to achieve this, first we retrieve the current display style of the element, which is color list. Then if the display style is blocked, it will display it will hide the color list, and if the display is hidden, it will show the color list and hide the filter container. Next, move on to the next function, which is black function, which is this function will change theme color to black when it is triggered. And to achieve this, we set the background and text color of the header and footer elements. The background color will be black and the font color will be white, and then we will define the CSS style for buttons and apply them dynamically. and then we will append the dynamically created style elements to the header, and we will change the browser history state to indicate the black theme. This is to maintain the theme color whenever we browse the task manager. Then the same goes to the this function, which is blue, red and pink, which is the difference is only the color value. So that's all for my JavaScript explanation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad bin Mustaffa. So I'm going to review some of the function in our website that all the buttons, including this edit button. This one is dustbin, means delete button, and then this one is complete button. So the first function I will going to review is about edit function. This one. So this edit function is actually to replace the existing HTML content of the task with input field for editing. And then the counter parameter, this one, represent as the unique identifier or index of the task being edited. And then the function retrieve the current value of the task, and then it's create the drop down for priority based on the current priority and update the HTML to display the editing form. And then the next function is about edit. Second edit function, which is quite similar with the first function, which is also edit function, but this function is called when user click the edit button after the task complete. The first one is before the task the complete. So this function also same with the first function, but the difference is the status column is set to the 1 to indicate as the task is complete, and completion icon is represented by the check marks, which is check circle. So the third function is about cancel edit function. So this function is called when user want to cancel edit before the task complete. So this function edit the process where the HTML content of the task row is updated to display the original incomplete task without editing the form. So the original tasks such as title, description, due date, priority, and also the completion status are restored back to the original one before the edit. So button for editing, deleting, and marking as complete also include after user click cancel before the task complete. And then the next function is about the function cancel editor. So this function also quite similar with the third function, but the difference is this function is called when user want to cancel the edit after the task complete. But the difference only a button for the initiating the editing process, which is edit, include in this function. Next function is about function save. This function is called when user click save when edit the task. So this save function appear to responsible for saving the change made during the editing process. This function first retrieve the update value from the input field, and then check if all required field, title, description, due date, and also the priority are filled. So it will update the HTML content in the task row to display the saved task detail. It also show an alert message indicating the successful task. If any required field is empty, it will display an alert prompting the user to fill in all the required field. So the next function is about delete function. This function will call if user want to delete the task in the task list. So the delete functions handle the deletion of a task when user click the dustbin icon button, which is this button. So it will prompt the user with confirmation message using the confirm dialog box, and then when user click OK in the confirmation dialog, it will remove the task HTML from the row using document get element by ID, and then remove the task, and it also will display an alert to indicate the task has been successfully deleted. And then the last function is about function complete, where this function is called when user want to mark task as complete. So this function from the user with the confirmation message using the confirmation dialog, and then if user click OK in the confirmation dialog, it will update the HTML to display the task as complete, and it will display an alert as a mark is as a task has been complete, and also if user click cancel marking the task as complete by clicking cancel in the confirmation dialog, the function does nothing. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amirul Hafidz, and I will explain about the functionality of filter tasks based on their completion status or priority level. See, this file index.html is button ID. We click, it will show the filter function. Now we go to script.js file. Line 9, the function show filter is being defined. You can see at line 401, constant display being defined to display the retrieve value of filter container, which we can see at the file of style.css. It represents the container on the filter task. Everything, this container. Now we going to the script.js file 03. There is if else conditions starting from 403 until 408. The filter container is currently hidden or has a different display value. It makes it visible which display is set to block, and hides the element of color list by setting it display to none. This is used to toggle the filter task container and color filter container, which if one of them is being displayed, other will not display. Next, we are going to function filter task at line 422. So in index.html, this function is called in line 95, which when button ID submit, click, it will call the filter task function. Back to script.js. Explain about function filter task. So this is defined at line 422. What this function basically do is it check whether the checkbox is filter container is being ticked or not ticked. As you can see at line 425 and 428, there is two constants are being defined. This line of code is checking whether any checkboxes inside the element with the ID priority check and status check are currently ticked or currently checked by the user. So this sum method is used to check if at least one checkbox in the array is checked. Move to line 31 until 438. We can see here there is a conditions. Condition check if there is no checkboxes in priority section are checked in status section, then all checkboxes will be ticked. Logic is applied because to provide a default behavior when the user has not made any selection. For example, here everything are being ticked although I doesn't tick anything just now. Next, starting from line 450, for loop is implemented through the rows of tasks and checking if each row should be displayed or hidden based on the selected priority and status filters. Now let's break it down. First, at line 451, there is iteration through rows. The loop iterates through each row starting from index 1 or I equal to 1, assuming that the first row is index equal to 0 might be the header. Second, at line 452 and 453, two constants are being defined, which is priority and status. Using query selector, it retrieves the priority and status values from the respective cells in each row. The line TD and chart 4 and chart 5 refer to the column number, which is this number 1, number 2, this number 3, and this number 4, and this number 5. 4 and number 5, which is priority and status. Next, at line 456 and 61, filtering are based on these two constants, which is priority filter pass and status filter pass. The arrays of priority filters and status filters to check if there is at least one filter with a value matching the priority and status of the current row. Lastly, at line 66, we display or hide the row based on filter criteria. So if both the priority and status filter, the conditions are met, it sets the display style of the row to an empty string. If not, it sets the display style to none, effectively hiding the row. Okay, now I'm going to explain about HTML used in About Us. So the name of the title developer, name of the developer, number matrix, roles and responsibilities the developer. So if we can see 26, this div class about container is a container div that hosts the entire section about the developer. Div class equal to about text. This div contains the information about developer, that is the name the developer, and this is the number metric of developer, the role and the responsibilities. The division for picture of the developer. Line of code is repeated by other three developers. I'm going to explain the link to source code and link to task manager in About Us. See in this About Us page. That is a source code and manager link. Go to about.html. At line number 7 is an anchor or element which create a hyperlink. It links to the GitHub repository L, which is the source code of task manager. The target blank used to open to a new tab. It will open the new tab. And last is the second hyperlink, which will lead us to the web of task manager from us. Thank you.